It doesn't scream. It sighs. It doesn't shatter windows. It closes curtains. The most dangerous transformation of the human mind isn't loud. It's quiet, not an explosion, a slow erosion. Unconsciousness, real, functional unconsciousness, isn't sleep. It's waking up every day and never once asking why. Why do I believe this? Why do I want that? Why do I feel this way? This virus doesn't spread like a disease. It spreads like a routine. It looks like your morning coffee, your daily scroll, your unexamined agreement. And no, it doesn't hate you. It comforts you. It wraps itself around your habits, your assumptions, your silence. You don't recognize it because it feels familiar, because it wears your voice. You're not being lied to. You're being rocked to sleep. Unconscious living isn't ignorance. It's neglect. The neglect of your own mind, your own awareness, your own freedom to question. And like all neglect, it begins with good intentions. You wanted peace. You wanted clarity. You wanted ease. And the world, efficient, persuasive, beautiful, gave it to you. But comfort is not clarity. Convenience is not truth. And ease is not freedom. Unconsciousness is the default state of modern man, not because he is unintelligent, but because he is overwhelmed. There's too much to know, too much to feel, too much to resist. So he stops. Not entirely, but just enough. He lets the system fill in the blanks. He lets the feed tell him what matters. He lets the loudest voice shape the deepest belief. And with each surrender, he becomes less of himself. Until there's nothing left but a reflection, a mask of preferences and fears and opinions he never truly chose. Imagine this. A man wakes up in his apartment. Same bed, same view. He walks to the kitchen, stares at his phone, nods at headlines he didn't read. He reacts, not because he understands, but because he's trained to, not by force, by design. Every click is a whisper. We'll do the thinking for you. And so he lets go. Thought by thought. Click by click. He lives, yes, but not consciously. Because real living begins when you notice you're alive. The greatest philosophical danger of our time is not misinformation. It's not manipulation. It's not even control. It's distraction. Because a distracted mind is a silent mind. A mind that no longer asks. A mind that no longer resists. We think the battle for truth will be fought with facts, with logic, with great debates. But the real war is fought in attention. What you give your attention to becomes your world. And slowly, that world replaces the one you were born to question. There is a kind of intelligence that does not question. It reads, it remembers, it recites, but it does not reflect. And that intelligence, praised, employed, decorated, builds systems, builds narratives, builds cages, not made of steel, but certainty. Unconsciousness is not just an absence of thought. It's the presence of false thought. You think you know, you think you care, you think you choose, but you are reacting, repeating, recycling. Not because you're weak, because you're human. And humanity has a blind spot. We don't fear becoming wrong. We fear becoming alone. The modern world does not ask for obedience. It asks for performance. We are not told what to believe. We are shown what to admire. And so we curate our thoughts, our identities, our silence. We perform outrage. We perform compassion. We perform rebellion. Not because it's real, but because it's seen. And when visibility becomes more important than truth, the soul begins to die. You will not feel the death of your mind. It does not announce itself. There is no headline, "You have stopped thinking." It comes in size, in likes, in routines, in that moment when you hear something false and choose not to speak. In that instant, when you feel something deep and choose not to explore, you trade awareness for peace. But the peace is shallow, because silence has a price, and the cost is you. Unconsciousness wears many masks. It looks like hard work. It looks like productivity. It looks like success. But underneath, it is empty. Because the man who never pauses, never wanders, never doubts, is not alive. He is efficient. He is polite. He is gone. So, what is the cure? Not rebellion, not rage, not noise, but noticing. The smallest spark of awareness can burn down the entire illusion. When you ask, "Is this really me?" a crack appears. When you sit in silence and feel discomfort, instead of escaping it, the crack widens. When you hear an opinion and resist the reflex to agree, the light comes in. And when you speak, not to perform, not to impress, but to understand, you come alive. The philosopher is not a man of answers. He is a man of questions. He does not kneel before complexity. He dances with it. He does not cling to identity. He sheds it. He does not fear being wrong. He fears never examining why he's right. And in that fear, in that refusal to go blind, he finds something unbreakable. Freedom. Not freedom from society, not freedom from rules, but freedom from sleep. To see the machine and choose not to be a part of it. To hear the noise and walk away from it. To say, "I will not think what you want me to think. I will not feel what you reward me for feeling. I will not surrender the one thing that makes me human, my awareness." Unconsciousness is the slow death of the soul, but it is reversible. Every thought reclaimed is a resurrection. Every feeling faced is a return. The world wants you numb, but you are here, and you are not lost. Not yet. So breathe, and begin again.